guys, it's Erica.
And Jess.
Welcome back to
Twin
Aura
Knits.
Yay.
Yeah. Alright. So, let's get into all the things.
So our format's going to be a little different from now on.
Yes.
Because we're trying to be good. Because holy crap yarn. So.
Yeah.
If you've seen, you've seen. So, we're really going to talk about works in progress, and I think the way that this is going to work out for now is just updating you on our progress on projects and things.
Mm-hmm.
And
then soon, we'll be shifting over to Road to Rhinebeck.
Yes.
So
I do have a little Road to Rhinebeck.
I do too.
But, you know, and if we do get things, we're still going to do stash positions and finished objects. Like, we're still going to have that kind of stuff. But we're really trying to buckle down and get things done for Rhinebeck. So Twin Aura Knits Road to Rhinebeck is for real this time.
Girl, it was real for me last year.
I mean, it was real for me last time too, but also like it wasn't like a specific
a video
thing. It was just us knitting
and not sharing because we were like, we gotta do this now.
Yeah. So I think this will keep us A, accountable, B, keep us on track, C, hopefully motivate you guys to finish your projects, or start them, or play, you know, or inspire you to be a little bit more better. And I'm saying that to future Erica, because I know you will be watching this.
Hi, future Erica and Jess.
Just to get your stuff done.
Yeah.
And be proud of the time it takes. Because although it takes, you know, although it's 5 weeks or 30-something days or
is that
2
it?
months. Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
don't do that. I'm literally like, really?
No, we have
my heart.
We have all of August.
All of August.
All of
September.
And the beginning of October.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the math to do the many days.
Yeah. No. I will after this podcast.
Yeah, to make sure.
And plan accordingly.
Yes.
Because yikes.
Because if certain projects take longer, then we got to get those done. I know I can do a colorwork sweater pretty quickly, even if it's fingering weight.
Yeah. I'm lucky that all of mine so far are short sleeved.
None of mine are short sleeved.
Girl, you gotta pick better.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. It just
last year was hot, and just in case it's hot, I'd rather layer.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna. I think it'll be fine. I mean, Rhinebeck Day was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I wore my fingering weight long sleeve t-shirt and I was fine all day. And then the next, like, Sunday, I wore
a long sleeve.
No, I wore a short sleeve and I was okay. I wore a short sleeve with a jacket and I was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So do we want to get into finished objects?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you want to do it at the count of 3?
Sure.
1.
This is embarrassing.
1.
Oh, I already flashed it. A 3.
A 3. So we finished our Rumble Raglans, you guys.
Well, I am not quite finishing because continuing with 2022 Jess's what is it? A resolution. She is not weaving in any ends.
I personally, and I don't know if I've said this before in a podcast or not,
but I feel the same way. That's the problem.
I don't consider an object finished until I weave in all the ends.
Yeah, I just need to set some time to do them all because I still haven't
woven in.
I haven't woven anything.
That's okay.
That's not true. I did weave in the ends for my other finished object photo. Or for my finished object.
But I finished my Rumble Raglan.
Me too.
In the yarns that you saw last podcast. So I'm going to go over mine again, and then Jess will go over hers. I did Yarn Mountain and La Bien-Aimée. I did Citrine and Pistachio in Wandering Flock. This, you guys, this was so easy to knit.
Yeah.
Right, Jess?
I love it.
You go yours.
Okay, so my yarns are La Bien-Aimée, and they are Peanut Butter and Jelly, Pagno and Suke, and Air Guitar.
I love This is why we love, I keep stumbling over my words because I'm excited, but this is why we started Twin Aura Knits.
Yes.
Same sweater, different colors.
The vibe is so different.
I know.
I love, I love it when it's, when this happens.
Yeah.
And this happens, because it reminds me of, the glitch in your TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like that
white
static.
noise.
Yes.
Mine doesn't have that because I use more solid colors.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip it because I just love, it doesn't matter from what angle you get it. It's the same. Ta-da.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so glad. I cannot wait to knit this sweater again.
I know. I think I make grand promises to myself, and then I rewatch it, and I'm like, oh, young Erica, so cute, naive, with time. But I think I've already decided that I'm making a sea glass tea with one of my advents.
Yes, I fully 100% approve.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I think I also, because I have so many advents that I haven't done yet, that I'm gonna do. Ooh,
what?
What if I use my 2020 cake advent and I use the main skein for the collar and the thing, and then use the other colors for the stripes?
That would be cool.
And then it would be a really rainbowy kind of thing. And then it would be a non-Christmas sweater.
I know. I really enjoyed knitting my Christmas sweater.
I know.
I love it.
I think, I'm not saying this to say anything, but I think November, after Rhinebeck, after everything, I'm going to start one of those projects. So I'm either going to do my Christmas sea glass tea or a Christmas rumble raglan. I'm also going to finally do my Christmas ranunculus.
With what time?
What do you mean with what time? Rhinebeck is over. I can do whatever I want.
No, I know. But you're like, I'm going to make a sea glass tea, I'm going to make a rumble raglan, and I'm going to do the ranunculus.
No, I said I'm going to start one of these.
Oh, okay.
So those are the 3 options.
Got it.
For that time.
Got it.
So it's either one or the other. I might, maybe when the time comes, I'll put it as a poll on Instagram, and you guys can decide.
Yeah. All right, so my other finished object photo. Why do I keep saying photo?
Well, it's because you're excited to share your photo, and that's okay. We'll put it here.
It is the Shift by Andrea Mowry in colors by the Knit Kit.
No, Summer Camp Fibers.
Yes, who also runs the Knit Kit. This is her new sport camp base. It is so squishy. It's literally really nice. So soft. The colors are gorgeous.
I was not gonna lie, a little worried about how the colors were gonna play because I thought the blue and the green
looked very similar.
And you know what?
It works.
It works. You can see
the
difference in it all. It turned out really nice.
Yeah, thank you. She decided for 4th of July, that long weekend, to do a knit along, and she asked me to be a part of it, and how could I say no? It was such a fun...
So full transparency, because Jess works for Floxy, she was gifted that kit.
Yes, I was. But it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And yummy, and I would buy from her. I would spend my money on her yarn because it's so good.
Yeah, that was a good...
I love this pattern. I am going to spin for it. Because I can't believe I didn't think about spinning for it to begin with. You know what I mean?
Making enough yarn to spin for a... What is this? A shift?
A shift.
It was an it was a neat pattern to see it grow. It didn't make sense until Jess was working on it, and then I was like, oh, yes, that makes sense. It's a cowl, but it's kind of like a bandana cowl.
Yeah. So last podcast we talked about the Guardians of the Galaxy duos.
Are you gonna spin those for that? Oh,
why
that's
not?
funny.
How cool! It'd be a full Guardians of the Galaxy sport weight.
Yeah, you could.
Cowl.
And then if we go to Disney ever again in January and it's cold, you have something to wear.
And it's on brand.
Theme.
Yeah.
It's on theme.
It's on theme, but then the bee came out first, so
That's
it was
okay.
on brand. All right. So, any other finished object photos?
Nope.
Why do I keep saying photos?
Because we have to take a lot of them.
Yeah, that's probably why. I'm like, I have so many to take. Finished objects, period. No?
I don't have any more.
Okay. I'm going to share some spins I did.
Oh, yeah.
For Tour de Fleece. I did not get as much done as I was expecting to.
Oh, same.
But at the same time...
Can I go get my bobbin?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to show you my spins for Tour de Fleece. Like I was trying... Words, Jessica. Words. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. But that is all Tour de Fleece. Every time.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep.
But it did make it easier to like try to fit it in on a more regular basis than just for Tour de Fleece, or like to not spin at all only in July. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I have spun up some more Minnie Mouse bats for my Harley sweater that I'm going to be knitting. The Harley sweater is designed by Julie at Work for Knit Collage. It is an entrelac sweater, and I really need to soak these. I need to set them. But they were my Minnie Mouse bats that I got from Amanda Solomon and one of her.
Did you tie them?
I did tie them.
Okay, good.
And I did spin them and try to put them in like
a skein,
like this, like in a little skein. But for some reason, it didn't really work.
Oh, that's a little bit better, so you
there
can
you
see
go.
the color.
Yeah.
I'm like, right now it's like a purpley mess.
Yeah, it is. But that's okay.
The colors are really pretty.
Yeah, I can't wait. I definitely need to set them.
Yeah.
Spinning any of Sarah's or Amanda's bats are always a joy. I drop spindle because I find it easier. I have more control over what I'm doing. But I also haven't played a lot with Erica's wheel yet. So it's just comfort preference at this moment. Yeah, so that's all that I have for my finished objects.
So mine technically isn't finished yet because I'm still currently spinning. So this is like a whip, but because she was talking about spinning, I wanted to show you my spin. So I am spinning for a weekender. So Andrea Mowry decided that during this Tour de Fleece, they were going to spin for a spin and knit. It's a full year knit along. So if you're a spinner and you want to do this, if this is your first time hearing about it, you can do this too. It's a whole year knitting, spinning and knitting, a weekender. And I thought, you know what? I have all of this fiber. I pulled it all out. I picked out my color palette. I stripped it up and prepped everything. And I've been spinning for a couple of hours every Friday outside. So I take my wheel, my container of water, and I sit out there with my music and I just spin for a couple of hours. And that has been, I think, a mind shift for me.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like living a more
maker-centric life,
but more authentic. And like I get in my way sometimes of like, well, I want to do this, I'm like, squirrel, I want to spin, squirrel, I need to knit all this stuff, squirrel, let's make beaded necklaces on a Saturday night. Yeah. You know. And it's like, okay, well, we want to do all of that, but also I want to do all the other things too. And film a podcast and talk to you guys and take really cool outfit photos for our finished objects and all sorts of things. And fit a normal 9 to 5 and meals and trying to work out and all of that. But taking my wheel outside every Friday for a couple of hours kind of puts me in the mindset of like, rhythmic, and it kind of was a good way to start my weekend. So that's what I did during Tour de Fleece, and I think I'm going to continue it until the weather gets bad.
Yeah.
So what I have been doing, you can kind of see it a little bit better this way.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been doing is I've been stripping it up. So I've been using, last podcast you saw that I bought a ton of Melanated Boho Bay, Amanda Solomon's bats. Those I have been stripping up and I fiber prepped. And I have older bats from Sailor Moon that I've added because they were the same color palette. So this weekender is going to be like a pinky purpley, scrappy, single ply. And then I'm going to ply it with, I have a couple braids that are pink, purple, and peachy. And I'm going to apply that with this. And then I'm going to knit up a weekender. And it's a whole year process. You're seeing it here first. And I am definitely going to do my best to get as much done as I possibly can because I've never hand spun for an entire project before. Like I've done, just like you know, like we've done
small projects
small
here
things and then have the skein be the project. But I've not used any of my hand spun in a finished object yet. And I think spinning thin and learning how my wheel works and the settings, that's a whole nother thing that I didn't even know that I needed to learn, you know, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to make art yarn. I'm just going to spin whatever, and however it turns out, it turns out. But learning how to, like, spin consistently and ply properly. Well, I haven't plied at all yet, but learning how to then, when I'm done with everything, ply properly and let the singles rest and all that stuff. I know this is a ramble, and I'm really sorry, but...
No, you're good.
I'm just really excited.
It's just a learning curve that you're learning.
Yeah, a learning curve that I'm learning. So here's to living an authentic life and starting with spinning. Clink.
All right. Should we get into...
Let's talk about our Soulbriocal.
Okay, yes.
So if you were watching this...
Hi.
If you follow us on Instagram, you know that we started a Soulbriocal, and it's Solbriokal. We decided with Nicole of Time Weaver to do a learning brioche, KAL. We started it the summer solstice, and it goes through until the
winter equinox.
No, the fall equinox.
Fall equinox.
Yes. You can be entered to win prizes. We have a original What the Fade kit that we're giving away as one of the prizes. Nicole is giving away, I think, stitch markers and a couple other things for participating. If you've never done brioche, that's okay.
Neither did I.
Neither did Jess. But anything counts. So you don't even need to follow us.
You know.
If you want to, great. We love to have you. But you don't need to follow us. If you follow Nicole or you just, you know, if you're hearing about this now, all you have to do is tag
the hashtag, which is Solbriokal22.
Yes.
On a grid post so we can physically see it and it stays there because this cal is going to
span 3 months.
Yep, span 3 months.
But it could be a swatch.
Yeah.
Like if you want to like knit a brioche swatch just to get it going, or even a tuck stitch brioche, anything will count.
Yep.
But I'm really excited because the people are making some really awesome things.
Yeah.
And they're getting
excited and it's nice. We have a Telegram group. This is a bilingual cal.
Yes.
So it's in English and in Spanish. And we have a lot of makers from all around the world, which is really great. It's something exciting to us. Yeah, so are we excited? I'm super pumped. Like,
yeah, I know.
This is my project and my...
So I decided to put my project in this project bag.
I decided to go with my perfect blue Black Pearl Magic bag because I thought it just fit well with the vibe of the yarns that I picked.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Yes, because you are done with your brioche.
I know. So I am currently knitting another What the Fade. I was really excited about this. I when we talked about doing the Solbriokal, I was just like, you know what? I already have the pattern. I have plenty of yarn in the stash. I'm just going to put something together and do it. And I love it because these are so different than my other What the Fade, and it's different than my fade, and it's different than any of the shawls that I have. Okay. This is my What the Fade. My new What the Fade.
So good.
So all of these yarns, most of these yarns are from hedgehog fibers.
So good.
And then this is the wrong side. This pink was hand dyed by Kelly from Fashion School Dropout. This was like a prototype color that she was gonna do.
Yeah.
I got to my garter.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to fade, I think. I don't remember. I don't know.
But
I think I want to fade. Like the first
It's so
fade in
good.
the garter.
I cannot wait. I hope. So many projects, so little time. Am I right? It's like I feel like Doug from Up, where he's like, I'm gonna focus on this squirrel.
I know.
I'm gonna focus on this squirrel. Because like I want to work on everything at the same time. Sometimes I wish I had like extra arms just to knit all the time. So let me bring out my little
your baby brioche.
My baby brioche. So this is the wrong side, so let me flip it. This is the right side, and my signature color, Down by the River, also hedgehog.
Oh, I didn't name mine. That's okay.
And then on the reverse side, it's banana legs. And then I did start fading, so you can kind of like see like the little, I don't remember those. I think it's like genie and foam. I take it back. I do remember. And I'm just really excited, and
it's turning out
it's turning out kind of epic.
And you're learning a lot.
Yeah, I am learning a lot. It's a whole different language, and you really have to like pay attention. And there's definitely been a lot of SOSs and a lot of restarts and a lot of phoning a friend.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's like when I first did my project, like I had to take it out. I would knit like to the first or second fade and have to rip the whole thing out because I didn't know how to fix it. But now
she knows enough to help me with my SOSs, and she's given me some really helpful tips to know where I am, so I don't miss a section or anything, because in one of the times that I did have to start over, I had switched the colors, and
you would switch the direction.
Yeah, I switched the direction of my colors.
So if this is all Greek to you, let me explain can I explain a couple things?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what should I do? I'll just pull it out.
Yeah.
So if you've never done brioche, if this is your first time and you're like, that seems hard.
It's not.
It's not, but you have to, what I always like to do is I like to know the why.
Me too.
Of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I'll follow the pattern blindly, but then I want to know why am I doing this? Like it doesn't make sense to me, and I can't get it in my brain until I know the reasoning.
Yeah. I'm that same way. Like it doesn't click for me unless I'm like, oh, this is why you're knitting this.
Yes. So the instructions for brioche you're always going to work both sides of the fabric every time. So I was telling Jess, I'm like, you're working both sides of the fabric every time for everything. And for two color brioche, you're going to use your first color and then your second color. The first color, usually, depending on what side of the fabric, you're going to work your first column and then you're going to slip and yarn over. And then you're going to work your column. So if you're starting here, which is the gold color, when you have the gold color,
when you're working with the gold color, if it's facing me, I know I'm going to knit it. And then I'm going to slip one, yarn over, knit. Like if I have that first column facing me. Because you don't want to knit the other color.
Because if you're slipping the back side. And then when you have the other color, you're working that back column. And that's why you're purling. I hope this is making sense.
That helped me out because now I know the why of why I'm doing things, and that part was hard.
If you want a more in-depth
Tips
explanation, let me know in the comments below, and I will
we'll figure it out.
I'll figure out a better way to explain it that will make sense with an overhead and an actual showing of how it works. Because once I figured out that cheat of because sometimes I get in my mode and I forget if I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh wait, I'm facing the right side.
You put it down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm facing the right side and I have my pink color that I'm working on. I automatically now know if I'm facing the right side with my pink color, which is the back color, that I'll be purling. And once I figured all of that out, it totally made sense. That's the back side. This is the front side. And I was able, I personally, because I love all the color, love the back side more.
Me too.
But once you figure that out, all these columns and what stitch makes what column, after you figure that out, I think that's
99% of understanding brioche.
Yeah.
The other 2%
is fixing
your shawl or realizing that
when she says shawl, she means the yarn over.
Yes.
Because brioche is a knit, slip one, yarn over.
Yes. When that little shawl isn't there and you're just like, oh snap. Or when you accidentally move the stitch and have the shawl as the stitch, because that also happens to me a lot as well.
Oh, I just noticed I have a mistake right here.
Oh no.
That's okay. It's not gonna matter because that was during the fade, so I might be able to
fudge it a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. Mistakes are what makes it yours.
Yeah.
And handmade.
But see, I now know enough to know that was a mistake.
Yep, that's true. All right.
That's okay.
Any other whips that you have?
I have a ton of whips.
I've only grabbed the 2 pertinent ones that I've...
Well, I want to show... So this is the Rhinebeck sweater.
Ooh.
So, as you heard before, I'm not so precious about keeping my Rhinebeck sweater secret. I don't really care. I'm just really excited to work on it. So, I am doing the Vera blouse in yarn by Sawkill Farm. I bought that last year at Rhinebeck. I'm so excited. And then I was going to use a primrose yarn that I bought for the mohair. And then, Kemper just gave me this beautiful skein of Malibu Barbie. And I thought this looked so much better than the harsh blue that I chose. That I decided to swap it. I'll use that for a stash busting project or something. But this is my Vera blouse.
It just looks so much more ethereal.
I think this turned out the way it needed to turn out. I'm so glad she did gift me this skein. But I am loving it.
You can definitely see all the cables and all the little all the little baubles, and it's really gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that definition.
That looks good.
Dang, I'm so glad we've got these new phones. Look at how nice that looks.
Can you bring it in close?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, I was worried that you wouldn't see the detail.
No, you can definitely see the detail.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. This has been this has been a trying time in my own personal life, health-wise. I've been dealing with migraines for the past, month and a half. And then dealing with work. And trying to figure out how cables in mohair work was a lot.
But it looks
But it does look really good. I've only been able to do a couple of rows here, a couple of rows there, because they are taking so much time. And I will say this. I absolutely love how it's turning out. I'm understanding the language of the cables and how it works. So that makes me feel a little bit better that I'm learning something. This whole project, I was worried that it looks deceptively simple when you look at it, but when you're working on it, you're like, oh no, there's a lot of thought and detail in this project. So if you don't know, this is by Handmade Closet Belt Olga. And
who's the sweetest.
We love her.
Ever. She's so sweet.
I am shocked at how many patterns she has.
Mm-hmm.
But I am really, really surprised that, like, 7 people have knit this blouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how? When it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it rivals some of, like, her designs rival some of, like, I don't understand how it's not, like, more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was shocked to find out that I might be one of the only people knitting this pattern. I don't know why. It's beautiful. If you love this, knit it, please.
Mm-hmm.
Because this...
Though it takes some time.
Yeah, though
It's
it takes some time,
gorgeous.
it's really beautiful. Like, I just love how this mohair is knitting up. I love how it's coming out. And the whole pattern was thought out so perfectly. When I was reading it, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But as, like, you know,
As
don't
you're
read
working
too
through
far
it.
ahead. As you're working through it, it makes more sense. I don't know. I just love Olga. I am knitting this. I'm also going to be knitting the cake crop for Cake Palooza.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited.
I did say, sorry, I have mohair on my lip gloss. I did say last year that this Rhinebeck was going to be a handmade closet capsule collection. And you know what?
It kind of is.
It kind of is. So I'm glad that past Erica predicted current Erica's situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, you know, things change, plans change, all sorts of things change. But here I am, knitting this beautiful sweater by Handmade Closet.
So good.
She's going to be at Cake Palooza in the Lavender Loon booth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've watched this and you want to knit one of her patterns, she's going to be at Cake Palooza. So go say hi.
Mm-hmm. She's an amazing human being. She's so sweet.
I also want to shout out Kemper from Junkyarn. She did just do a Malibu Barbie summer collection and a ton of Barbie collections. And she's doing this whole theme for Rhinebeck. She's going to be at Woolen Folk.
Yes.
I will not be at Woolen Folk because I'll be at Cake. So if you see her, say hi for me.
Yeah. All right. My Rhinebeck sweater is more like, it's not technically for Rhinebeck. It's technically for roller skating.
I know.
So, and I'm in the middle of a row.
That's okay.
The struggle is real.
That's okay. I am loving how it's turning out.
Me too. It looks really cool. So, let me just, so I don't lose anything. All right. So I am doing the Ripple Halter by Jessie Maed in a color dyed for me by my friend Emily, who is DIY My Way. She dyed it for us for Christmas. Well, for me, but she also dyed yarn for Erica and our other friend Sam, who we went to Rhinebeck last year with. And we're going again with her. I'm kind of excited. The girls are getting back together, not all of us, because Sam had previous commitments.
That's okay. We're going to have a good time.
We are. It's going to be great. So, for some reason, though, I don't know what it is. And it's not like this pattern is complicated. It's not.
People have been knitting it in like 5 days.
And for some reason, like, I don't know what it is that, like, my brain just can't, like, focus on it. Like, I knit on it, and I'm like, oh, this is so easy. And then I'm like, I don't have the attention span to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, like, just life in general.
I think what it is like, there are other projects that also need done, and, like, this is, like, I don't want to say not as important as, like, the Rhinebeck sweater.
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
it's beautiful, though.
It's gorgeous. Like, I cannot wait to wear this. Like,
Emily did such a good job.
She really did. She really did. And she's excited to see it, and I'm excited to wear it. It's just getting it from this point to being done. And it's not like it's going to take me forever. If I really concentrate, I think I can get it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Honestly. With that being said, I still have a sock that still hasn't even been looked at, and that will also only take me like a weekend to finish the foot.
Yeah.
And then I'd be done.
I don't want to use the word prioritize.
No, we do need to prioritize.
So we need to prioritize.
The struggle is real. I get so excited, and then the problem is with that sock is that I made it so much harder on myself.
Yeah, so much harder.
I made it so much harder on myself because I faded every other row.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted a scrappy project.
They're
It's fine.
socks. They're socks. You can do it. You finish it however you want. They don't need to match.
They do need to match. I need them to match.
Oh my god.
Because they're going to look weird if they don't match. So
I have not matching socks.
Yes, but I didn't do it that way. If I would have done it that way, it'd be different. But I didn't.
It would have been done months ago.
God, I know. But I've taken them to Rhinebeck twice for my job. Because I'm like, these are quick socks. I'll just work on them while, like, we're having dinner. And, like, whatever.
And you end up being so busy that you can't?
No. None. No time to work on anything. Nothing.
All right. That's funny.
So, yeah. So, it's coming along. Hopefully next week I'll actually have some progress on it. And we'll keep you updated on...
That's what this is for.
Yes.
This is to keep us accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Progress over perfection.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm like...
Ooh, yes. Progress over perfection.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do you have other things you want to talk about before we talk about this?
No, because I have one more. Well, do you want me to talk about this first?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't grab my color palette to show.
So,
but that's okay. We'll talk about that in 2 weeks.
As you know, Andrew Mary always does this Rhinebeck collaboration with Magpie.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it's called the Alpenglow.
Mm-hmm.
And
not the Alpen, like I said.
That's okay.
On a
Alpenglow.
live.
That's
Yikes.
all right.
It's fine.
Alpenglow.
Alpen?
I don't know. She did the Rhinebeck sweater this year.
Is there an L in it or is it Appen?
I don't know.
It was a naming contest, and they still picked something really hard to also say.
That's all right. Anyway, so you wouldn't have seen here. You've never seen this if you... Okay, let me start over. You would have never seen some of this yarn because some of this yarn was premiered with our crossover podcast with the needle and the hook, Jessie and Kitty, because this was some of my haul from Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're in for a treat.
So you're in for a treat. The story goes as follows. We went to the Magpie Mercantile shop, and we were just bopping around as you do. As you saw in the video, we were walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this girl with this interesting top, and I went up to her and I was like, hey, I like your top. What is it? And she's like, oh, it's the Velour crop by Andrea Mary. She's over there. And I'm like, thank you for that. And then I decided I wanted to buy yarn for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know her name.
Is it Sam?
Is it Sam?
I feel...
The blonde. She's kind of blonde.
Earthen.
Yeah, she's the other girl there. There's so many girls.
I don't know her name.
I don't know. She's really pretty, and she has like the 70s fringe hair, and it's long. And I know her and Kayla always do the knit-alongs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was there, and she helped me pick out yarn for the Velour crop. She was very helpful. Loved her.
Mm-hmm.
She's very nice. Anyway, she told me that I only needed 2 skeins of the dyed in the wool. No, the dyed in the skein. And 3 colors of, or 3 skeins of Spincycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, well, I have Spincycle already from my trip to DC that I got from Fiberspace, which are these. They're called the Royal Mile. So I already had this. And I was like, oh, well, I can use this as the Velour crop color. all I need to do is get one more skein for the contrasting color for the whatever contrasting color for the Velour. So I grabbed this deep blue, which I thought would pair really pretty with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, okay, well, you really only need 2 skeins of yarn, I think, for dyed in the skein. But because I am a worrywart, I got 3. And thank goodness I did. Because now I have all the yarn I need to make the Alpenglow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking at this and you're like, wait a minute, Erica, Alpenglow has a mohair, silk, plume, whatever. Where is that? Well, my friend, I'm going to have plenty of yarn left over from my Rhinebeck sweater that I'm going to then add that to this color palette.
It's going to be so nice.
And I thought it would be really pretty because then it would be like this blue, this naturey color, and I thought it would just be fun. So, like, colors. This is the dyed in the skein in selkie. I just thought it was pretty. I was going to do like a beigey color, and then I'm like, you know what? I really wanted, the reasoning why I went with this dark color is because I wanted like a off, like the boxy, off the shoulder, kind of like a cut off rock and roll kind of t-shirt. Well, now I'm not doing that, but now it's dark. It's fine. I really love the colors. I think they're going to play really well together. Like I said, this was the Royal Mile. This is the Fiber Space exclusive color. And then I did Melancholia. So normally in the pattern, they have the dyed in the skein and then another color of dyed in the skein. But I don't have that. And I have this. So I'm going to use this instead.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really pretty. And this is like a tonal.
Yeah, which is very rare.
Yeah, which I thought was neat. Like there is another color in here. But like you really can't see the
too much of a difference. Yeah.
Which I kind of loved.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna try to make this sweater, you guys. I don't know with what time. Ha 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 ha.
We're gonna be going to the chiropractor being like, fix my knitting elbow.
I've actually been like strength training.
Gosh, I know.
And flexing.
I know, me
and
too.
like doing push-ups and stretching and spinal twists and hip thrusts and pull-ups.
For real.
All right. Are you ready to talk about?
Yes. Okay. So, when we went to
Forever Yarn in Doylestown, we got so sidetracked by all the Chelsea Luxe
and
all the Fashion School Dropout and of course Black Pearl Magic bags. I know that I didn't even look at the stuff that she had in stock. When I say she, I mean Qian, who we love. We had a conversation with her, and when we were there, she had this really beautiful that I tried on, and I don't have a photo of it. It's called a Bijou sweater. She designed it. And I've been wanting to make it, and she was telling me, oh, it's a single thing of fingering of La Bien-Aimée and a thing of the Kumo. And I was like, oh, well, And I was like, didn't do it because I had already done a lot. And then I was like, well, crap. I got home and I was like, I think I want to do that. Right? So I got yarn. Wait.
I also picked up some yarn.
I know. This is the anemone base in the Felix. I have Felix and Kumo. And this is going to be the most beautiful sweater. Mine is Romance in the Helix. And then, what is it? Oh, Peony Graffiti in the Kumo. Ooh, that's pretty.
So I'm excited to work with this and see how this is going to knit up.
Me too. So, you guys don't know this, But I have this beautiful Alice and Olivia pink, no, not pink, oh my god, this lilac jumpsuit. It's pleated, that's why I said the P word, pleated, and I love it. However, it's not as transitional as I would want it to be, and I've been looking for the perfect lilac color to make a pairing, because I like to dress monochrome sometimes.
It's a move.
This is the perfect one. I'm just really excited about it. I really can't wait to work on it. I will be winding all of this up tonight.
Yeah, and then we're going to watch an episode of
Paper
Girls because it is epic and you should watch it. And we saw the first episode when it dropped. All of the episodes are out.
Yes.
With that being said, me and Erica are trying to savor it because we devoured the comic books.
Yes. So if you don't know, this is Nerd Corner.
Hi, Nerd Corner.
Paper Girls is a Image comic. So Image is a comic book company that does independent content. So they are not like a DC Comics where you have to do Harley Quinn or Batgirl or Marvel, or you have to do like one of their characters. Like creators can come in with their own stories and publish their own books on their own timeline.
And they own their characters.
And they own their characters. They own 100% of like the intellectual property, which we love. Image. We love Image. But Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang did this wonderful book years ago called Paper Girls. And it was one of the most wild books I have read. It was like...
It was Stranger Things before Stranger Things was a thing.
Yes.
Where it's like a group of kids figuring out what's going on.
Yes. And it is fantastic. I keep looking off to the corner because under my collection of knitting books is my collection of Paper Girls. And I have them in the trade paperbacks. I absolutely love them. My most prized comic books, my trade paperbacks, are on my dresser. And I look at them every day, and sometimes I read them still, and they bring me so much joy.
So we watched the first one. We nearly cried. It was so good.
Oh, so good.
I can't wait to watch the rest of them. We're trying to space them out, so we're going to try to watch them one a day. And
it'll be 8 days.
Yeah, it'll be like a week thing. But we're excited. That's it for Nerd Corner. Nerd Corner! And, yeah, so, we have come to the end of the podcast. You can find me, it's _Jess, 1S _Bell. You can find on Instagram. You can find Erica at
Waffle Belgium.
And you can find us together
as Twin War Knits on Instagram.
And here on YouTube.
Yes.
We will catch you in the next one.
Same knitty time.
Same knitty channel.
Bye,
guys.